Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between a TBC BM versus Shaoxi Shi. This game taking place here on, well, Northern Isle. Over here on the bottom left hand side of the map we have Shaoxi Shi spawning as the red night elf. Over here on the top right hand side of the map we have TBC BM spawning as the blue undead. This is a WGL March 2020 qualifier match, and we have gotten a lot of really good games and replays from this particular event, hoping to see another great game here as well. We are opening up, let's see, Crypt, Altar of Darkness, and a Ziggurat going up against, well, Altar of Elders, Moonwell, and that Ancient of War. No surprises here so far. Timings seem to be standard heroes going to be coming into play. And I thank everyone for just tuning in, enjoying all of these casts with me. Now, Tomb of Relics coming into play right now. Altar of Darkness should be done here in just a moment, and we'll finally have our hero choices, as it is going to be, well, nope, needing to wait a little bit longer for that Ziggurat. Wow, I am a bit surprised about that. Normally, the hero is already trained out early. A delay on the Altar of Darkness by about 20 seconds so far, or excuse me, the Ziggurat by 20 seconds so far, gonna delay that Death Knight, perhaps allowing the Demon Hunter to clear up a little bit more creeps than he should. Archers still going to go ahead and be trained up here early in this matchup. We'll see if a mass archer strategy works out well, or if there is going to be a transition into something else. Down here, Ancient of War already tanking a good amount of damage while eating up some of those trees and dishing out a good amount of damage of his own. Demon Hunter should be making its way out here in just a second, just now at the 2-minute mark, as we're going to look at this Acolyte trying to get that last hit. Is he going to be able to get that last hit? No, he does not. Item picked up, Claws of Attack +6. Now going after that Acolyte, deciding to back off. Coming back off to the other side, that Death Knight finally now making its way out at the 2-minute 18-second mark, quickly sells an item, picks up a Rod of Necromancy, sold the Scroll of Town Portal, and went for Unholy Aura first. Based on this timing, well, the Demon Hunter should be able to clear up an extra creep camp and perhaps get to level 2, which would give him evasion. Meanwhile, the Death Knight now going after the 544 creep camp. Mass ghouls are moving out. They are going to be able to move well, a little bit faster here as the skeletal minions are trying to push off that wisp there. Ogre Magi will get taken down. There it goes. Potion of Greater Mana going after the remainder of these Forest Troll Trappers. This one guy, that ghoul, down to 41 hit points. There it goes. First time catching Proto on Twitch. Thank you, Cucumber, for, well, tuning in on Twitch as well. Must have been a long time YouTube viewer. Demon Hunter. Mantle of Intelligence, Claws of Attack +6. Gonna perhaps try and swing around, see where it can go, see how much damage it can deal. As we're looking at the Death Knight with a good amount of, well, with good items and a second Rod of Necromancy. Are we going to see a mana burn? There we are, as the skeletal minions and the ghouls may cause some problems for that Demon Hunter now. The skeletal minions and ghouls are going to make their way off to the north, perhaps try and clear out this Ogre Magi creep camp, even though he is being pressured by this Death Knight. Alright, it's not the Death Knight, by that Demon Hunter. Mana burn once more, but it accidentally hits the Ice Troll Shadow Priest instead of that Death Knight, I believe. Death Knight is still right there, more damage being dealt through. Are we going to see another mana burn? There it goes. Skeletal Minion trying to get in the way here. That ghoul, there's an ensnare, and the Demon Hunter eyes it longingly but unable to do so. Thank you for the subscription right there. Always very helpful as the Demon Hunter now chases back after that ghoul. Coming back around, Demon Hunter shifting its way back off to the south here. We're looking at, well, single bases from both sides teching to tier 2, as we are looking at a little bit of a choke point fight here. The Demon Hunter stopping the rest of the army, protecting those archers in that back position who are so vulnerable to ghouls with Unholy Aura, since that distance is closed in so quickly. Another mana burn may be coming in, and as soon as that Death Knight gets up to 50 mana, and the amount of opportunities for that Death Knight to use Death Coil is dropping off quickly. Now, Let's take a look back down to the south. He's running around the map once more. Tech to tier 2 now done for the Night Elf and now done for TBC. As we're looking at the Death Knight now, perhaps just trying to shift and chase a little bit of units again. Are we going to see a detonation right there? Oh, there's that detonation, a little bit of damage. Oh, and there's the stun. TBC actually taking extra damage, much more damage than he should have. And that little wisp ended up causing about 150 points of damage right there, forcing this Death Knight to retreat back home. Alright, Naga Sea Witch joining in on the fight using cold arrows. Will be able to pick off units pretty fast. Naga Sea Witch has a pretty fast attack speed. And now that I look at her base attack speed, even without Gloves of Haste, as we're looking at the Ancient of War and Tree of Life, now looking to set up an expansion as well. Death Knight off to the north here, clearing out the remainder of a 3-3-3 creep camp. I don't believe it will give level 3 to that Death Knight. Picks up a Gloves of Haste. We should be perhaps making a Lich right now, attacking the tier 3 and giving that Gloves of Haste, and eventually with that Orb of Corruption over to that Lich to make that Lich's auto attack just that much more powerful. Tree of Life is already in position. It should be able to root itself here, but this is all spotted by TBC, as TBC is perhaps going to try and set up an expansion of his own or try to delay his opponent's expansion just a bit. Halls of the Dead about halfway done, or Tech to tier 3 about halfway done. Tree of Ages still training up more wisp for that eventual entanglement of this gold mine here, as we are now moving right along. Lich still doesn't have the Gloves of Haste, surprisingly enough, as the units are making their way down. Frost Nova going to be incredibly important. Ancient of War shifting back off here. Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch, and there is a Book of the Dead. This is a well-timed attack right now. The Naga Sea Witch having a lot of mana, so plenty of cold arrows. Units are now going to be making their way down here. There's that Ancient of War, perhaps going to try and join in on the fights here. No repairs for Wisp as of yet, but we're going to see the Demon Hunter bringing in a whole bunch of damage right now. Mana burn, nope, no mana burn onto that Lich as of yet. Mana burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to make its way back down. There is suddenly a Book of the Dead being used right there. Archers are going to get taken down back here. Meanwhile, the Lich is in trouble. Death Knight is off to the north. Death Knight sacrifices a Lich for an archer or two, and that is not a good trade at all. Naga Sea Witch now trying to chase back off to the north here, as we're looking at the Death Knight in full retreat, not realizing that Book of the Dead would have swarmed around that Lich, causing a bit of traffic in that back line, and then making it impossible for that Lich to escape. Demon Hunter, mana burn onto that Obsidian statue. Death Knight now trying to be brought back over. A third hero, TBC, also picking up a Naga on his retreat back home, as that Lich is currently getting resurrected. Now, what is happening here? Death Knight perhaps going to be able to do a bit of a creep jack as well. Death Knight now trying to perhaps push back away. Death Coil onto a low hit point archer, as the archer correctly tries to back away from the fight as well. Death Knight needing to be extremely careful. Let's take a look at this. Death Knight doesn't have that much mana. Level 3 now on the Demon Hunter, and level 3 Demon Hunter can shut down enemy heroes much faster, doubling the amount of mana it burns from its opponent. Coming back over here, Obsidian statue. It looks like TBC wants to engage here, but the longer this creep camp is cleared up, the worse the timing is going to be. Waiting for reinforcements just didn't happen. Now, as we move on to the middle portion of this game, we're looking at Xiaoxishi with that, expansion up and running. He's currently sitting at 41 supply, so 41 supply compared to 43. He's going to be able to invest that gold into all of the tech that he wants to. A tech to tier 3 has already begun, so we should be seeing a transition into bears. And the problem right now for TBC is, how is he going to respond? It looks like we are going into necromancers as well from this Temple of the Damned, and we are getting mastery training. Are we going to perhaps be going into some sort of necro wagon strategy too? Death Knight now shifting around again. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter Naga Sea Witch may be able to get to level 3 here, as we're going into an engagement, going after some of these arachnids. Alright, Lich gonna go ahead and clear out this 5-4-4 creep camp. Lich with that Orb of Corruption, fast attack speed, now with that Gloves of Haste. Death Knight is at level 3, Potion of Greater Healing on the Naga Sea Witch, knowing that the Naga Sea Witch is the one hero that can't be death coiled, and the Death Knight is often microed in and out of situations, so perhaps it doesn't need that extra bit of heal. Demon Hunter, well, Staff of Preservation already back home, gonna try and save a little bit here. Death Coil onto a low hit point. Ghoul, that Ancient of Wonders, down to 112 hit points, as we're gonna see a rejuvenation. Oh, Frost Nova onto the Druid of the Claw. The Druid of the Claw comes into the battle at just the wrong time, as it is taking so much damage and cannot transform into a bear. There it goes. 4 supply unit with only 500 hit points. Meanwhile, Xiao Shishi is trying to retreat back, and this is an absolute massacre right here as the remaining units are trying to head back here. Dryads are in position. Naga Sea Witch needs to make its way back over, as this Dryad tries to hide deep inside his base, but is not going to be able to survive for very long. A Necromancer here, perhaps just used for cripple, as you see Unholy Frenzy on the Naga Sea Witch. And also the Lich, that attack speed is going to be significantly faster, but the Dryads did remove that Unholy Frenzy right there. Units now trying to make their way back. Naga Sea Witch trying to slip again. Demon Hunter down to, 489 hit points after a Potion of Healing. Mana burn once again, as the Naga Sea Witch is just belting arrows over here at this Demon Hunter. Alright, Druid of the Claw, Mastery Training. Are we going to see a rejuvenation onto the Demon Hunter and then transform into a bear, as the Demon Hunter needs to engage. Necromancers need to back off here. Death Coil saving the Lich, as the Naga Sea Witch is kind of separated, but could cast some big spells here. Scroll of Town Portal finally being brought over, as the Demon Hunter is, fighting its way through. Dryad suffering quite a bit of damage, as, it actually gets exposed. It did not get taken away with that Scroll of Town Portal just outside the range, causing it to fall. Units are now retreating back, and whenever you're retreating away from your base, that is always bad news there. Low hit point Dryad down to 2 hit points, ends up surviving. Staff of Preservation returns the Demon Hunter back home again. Naga Sea Witch, Lich gets a big Frost Nova onto a Druid of the Claw before it transfers over, already down to 240 hit points and in a bit of trouble, but does have a rejuvenation going for it. Alright, Abomination down to 210 hit points. Is it going to be able to back away? Unholy Frenzy, as we are looking at, a little bit of traffic from some skeletal minions. More mana burn coming across on the other side. Abomination making its way over, as the Obsidian statues are, still in that back line with a lot of protection. Death Knight, no mana, and somehow the Obsidian statues are not... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Apparently I got disconnected from that game, from the servers, and whenever you cast a game on NetEase, you have to be connected. So, hold on, give me a second. 12 minutes, 18 seconds. Oh wait, nope, I can keep on going. Alright, so Death Knight, Lich continuing to battle it out here. Druid of the Claw is going to continue to engage. That scared me for a moment, as the Death Knight, Lich, Naga Sea Witch are trying to escape that Unholy Frenzy, allowing for, fast movement speed and very fast attack speed. Units are shifting around again. 55 supply compared to 52, and Xiao Shishi, with that economic advantage, was able to buy enough items to really stick around in that fight. It felt like he was up against the ropes taking a beating, but he was able to get out of that corner and really just get his feet back under him. He does have the supply advantage now, but remember, there are extra wisp/workers for Xiao Shishi, since he is setting up that expansion. Now, TBC is setting up an expansion of his own, or rather haunting a gold mine of his own, with a wisp nearby catching all of this. There's no detonation on that wisp, as we're looking at, Tuskar Sorcerers and other units trying to engage here. That tracker pretty much surrounded, no way to go, can't retreat back, gonna get taken down, as the Druids of the Claw are all in Druid form to try and maintain a bit of mana. Alright, we see a crystal ball being dropped. That crystal ball right there, we'll see how it's going to be used, if shades are going to be in play or not, as well as we could see a potential creepjack here. Demon Hunter going to catch the backside. No. TBC perhaps expecting a little bit of action here, as we're going to see the meat wagon perhaps take a little bit of damage. However, all of these Druids of the Claw, they do not want to be caught, out of position and not in bear form when their opponent finally attacks here. You see a couple of Necromancers already out in the field, and there you go. A whole bunch of skeletal minions, but they do not have the range upgrade. They are are only the melee upgrade, the melee variety, but that's maybe perhaps what exactly TBC wanted, an entire frontline army that just causes problems for the bears to try and engage. They're going after this expansion here pretty easily with those meat wagons in the back, with that one meat wagon in the back, but now we see massive number of bears in that frontline location. All right, if this is ever a transition into destroyers, now might be the time. Fork Lightning transferring all of that unit 1 back right there as the Death Knight sits at level 4. Level 4 in the Death Knight. More skeletal minions in the back as the meat wagons are just trying to unload more and more. There goes a... Well, Druid of the Claw finally gets taken down. Level 3 now on that Lich. Lich, oh, are we going to see mass detonations as the Lich unable to get off a big Frost Nova? Death Knight in trouble, unable to use any death coils again. There goes an Abomination as the units are chasing back the other way once more. No way to really slow any of these units down here. That meat wagon trying to get away as you're going to take a look. That meat wagon now down to 285 hit points, still retreating. Death Knight purposely gets in the harm's way, trying to cause a little bit of problems. You see a cripple now onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter in major trouble as he's trying to run back once more. Staff of Preservation, however, saves. Coming back on the other side, Druids of the Claw, Naga Sea Witch here, ready to go. Demon Hunter, and this one Druid of the Claw as well. Tree of Life, Druids of the Claw here, all ready to battle it out. This entire disease cloud causing damage to the Night Elf army, even as well they're unable to regenerate during the day. All right, we are looking at Skeletal Mages currently out, but mass detonation could be coming across as well. That is a lot of low hit point bears, and I don't believe we see any scrolls of healing on the current Night Elf heroes. These Druids of the Claw need to transform back out. One Abomination going to try and engage. Death Knight gets a Death Coil off on a bear. And wow, that bear just didn't know when to back off. Another low hit point bear down to 197 hit points. And that is a sure sign of how effective this disease cloud was. Just slowly eating away at that army. Fork Lightning coming across there. Druid of the Claw going to go ahead and re-engage back up to 534 hit points. One Abomination going to get taken down though, as we're still fighting it out through. Still battling out there. Bears now pushing back the other way. Naga Sea Witch for the Night Elf up to level 4, as the Naga Sea Witch is sitting at level 3. So 4-3-3 compared to 4-3. Bears are still continuing to push, and it looks like that meat wagon is just going to try and back away. Drops a couple of extra units there, and is it going to get taken down in the back? Yes, it does. Skeletal minions are still engaging here, as the obsidian statues and the necromancers were dealing a fair amount of damage to those bears with that heavy armor. Now, no saturation. That expansion off to the north did not get up and running, or if it did, it got canceled somehow. My apologies for not keeping track of that, as the Death Knight now shifts back off to the north. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to let me know what happened to that expansion. All right. Druids of the Claw gonna go ahead and heal back up, and this is perhaps one of the reasons why Xiao Shishi is still in this fight. These bears, if they are able to stay alive and well during the battle, well, things just generally go well. It's disappeared. Yeah, it just disappeared. It just got unsummoned or something. I'm not sure. It looks like a haunted gold mine was placed down and it finished, but it did not stick around very long at all. All right, Druids of the Claw. Well, in that frontline spot, this is a horrible spot. Death Coil onto some units there. Frost Nova onto another. Oh, Staff of Preservation saves another. Cripple onto another Druid of the Claw here. And there is a Death Coil trying to save again. Are we going to see a rejuvenation onto that low hit point? Druid of the Claw down to 39 hit points, down to 25. There's another cripple, and there it goes. This war of attrition, trying to retreat out of battle, constantly a problem, as the Demon Hunter able to escape with an anti-magic potion, making sure he doesn't get Death Coiled or Frost Novaed. All right, TBC now continuing this push. This is all off of one base pretty much. Necromancers are all here, and you're looking also at a couple of dark rituals to get some extra mana. Dryads now trying to come in with a flank, as the meat wagons is causing problems with Disease Cloud all over. Units are still engaging, and there goes Druid of the Claw very low on hit points, but somehow still alive and in the battle. This Druid of the Claw not going to be so lucky. One bear down, Ghouls are falling still as the 59 to 56 supply army is starting to favor TBC, as he has a lot more skeletal minions in the back that are still alive and well. Let's take a look. What one Dryad going to get taken down right there. Another low hit point bear able to escape as more units are getting added in here. Naga Sea Witch still using that mana shield so far, but that mana shield should be coming to an end as the Death Coil saves, or was that a Potion of Healing? Potion of Healing saving that Lich as it was getting chased again. Death Knight down to 60 mana, does have a Potion of Mana again. Another mana burn onto that Lich. Bliss playing dance around the Lich. Dancing partner right there. Death Knight going to try to get in front. Are we going to see a Death Coil? There's a Death Coil saving at the pretty much last moment as it is shifting back through. Obsidian statue, there it goes. There is only there's three Obsidian statues left still, as this low hit point Obsidian statue is in the back trying to, well, maintain everyone else. Demon Hunter going to come in again. Skeletal mages, and really it is the summons of TBC. All of these the units now dive into the back right here. Demon Hunter in the backside, sitting at level 4, getting very close to level 5. There it goes, gets to level 5 after taking down a skeletal minion or mage. But the Naga Sea Witch in trouble. Is it going to be able to drink from the Moonwell? Yes, it does, ever so temporarily, as it is still trying to make its way around, but it still gets taken down. Naga Sea Witch falls at level 4, and this, I believe, is going to be the beginning of the end. Xiao Shi Shi, even on 2 bases, but unable to stop his opponent on 1 base there, as TBC now sets up a level 5 Death Knight, level 4 Lich, and level 4 Naga Sea Witch. Alright, finishing off this last Tree of Life here, the last advantage for Xiao Shi Shi is going to get taken down, and with this, pretty much goes almost all of the hopes for Xiao Shi Shi to re-establish once again. The addition of the Meat Wagon into the Night Elf army, and what's also surprising about this particular group of units is that there is no Crypt Fiend. I don't believe I've seen a single Crypt Fiend in this match coming in from TBC. The range units are all these necromancers and these skeletal mages that are summoned by them. Now, normally, there is not an easy Mass Dispel works, but that is all going to be through Wisps. If you're trying to use it from the Night Elf, and Dryads don't really want to try to abolish magic against all of these skeletal minions and mages. It just doesn't really work out well. It's frankly too mana intensive and exposes you to perhaps getting hit by cripple on your heroes. Units are still battling it through. 20 supply difference between here. Meat Wagons are still pushing their way, and the Meat Wagons are the ones dealing damage to those Dryads in the back. You can see how much damage they're doing, but TBC is actually microing them a bit too much to focus down to that Dryad now. Alright, these units need to head to the back again. Are we going to see well, there's the destruction of one Meat Wagon as it chased a bit too far, but Frost Nova slowing down another bear too. Obsidian statue, while getting mana burn for all of its efforts, trying to make its way all the way across the map, but the Demon Hunter doesn't really want to try and engage this closely. Down to 177 hit points. There's another mana burn there. Death Knight, Death Coil, death of the Demon Hunter, and there is the GG. A great game, long drawn out game. Resource score significantly less for TBC, sitting only on 1 base. He actually mined, well, how much gold less? He mined about 5,000 gold less than his opponent, but still came out on top with just very, very solid play. Able to put in pressure, able to get in a lot of creeps as well, and, well, entering in the battle with an additional hero at level 3 over his opponent, and that just snowballed into an even larger victory. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it.